Are you nervous? I asked, forcing a casual tone, though my hands refused to stop shaking. She looked up at me, her eyes soft, and smiled faintly. A little, but I think it will be fine. Her voice, gentle and measured, calmed a part of me I didn't know needed calming. I swallowed, trying to steady the racing in my chest. Yeah, me too. I just hope I don't make a fool of myself. She laughed quietly, covering her mouth with her hand. You won't. I've heard stories about you. I blinked. Stories? Yes. She tilted her head, playful for a moment. That you're always serious, but when you smile, it's unexpected. Her gaze flicked past me, toward the doorway. I followed her eyes and caught sight of him, my brother, leaning casually against the frame. His grin was effortless, his confidence filling the room. Always showing up at the right moment, I muttered under my breath. She noticed my reaction. Is he your brother? Yes. He's... I hesitated, the words feeling inadequate. He's someone I'll look up to. Always have. Her lips curved into a faint smile, but there was something unreadable in her eyes. Something I didn't like. I tried to shake it off. Anyway, forget him for now. Today's about us. She nodded politely, her hands folded neatly in front of her. Yes, today. The conversation paused. Silence settled between us, only broken by the faint clink of glasses from the side table. I wanted to reach out, say something meaningful, but all I could do was watch her. The way she held herself, calm yet uncertain, fascinated me. You know, I said finally, I didn't expect to feel this way. Excited, I mean. Nervous too. But mostly, I just want to know you better. Her eyes softened, meeting mine. I feel the same. I want to understand you as well. I hesitated. Should I tell her about the complicated history between my brother and me? About the expectations, the weight of family? No, not now. I smiled instead. Then maybe we can start slowly? Yes, she replied, and there was a sincerity in her tone that made my chest ache. Just then, my brother's voice broke the quiet. Don't go easy on him, all right? I turned toward him, frowning. What are you talking about? He shrugged, his grin widening. Just don't let her feel sorry for you. Show her your real self. I felt my cheeks burn. Thanks. I think. She laughed softly, and it was light, musical, filling the room in a way that made me both happy and slightly uneasy. Something in her glance lingered a moment too long on my brother before she quickly looked away. I didn't know if I imagined it. I should get going, she said suddenly. Already? I asked, panic tugging at my chest. Yes. I have some preparations, she explained, her voice careful. For the engagement ceremony. I nodded, trying to hide the disappointment. Right. Of course. As she turned to leave, I felt an odd tension tighten inside me. I couldn't explain it, just a flicker of unease, but I knew it wasn't nothing. My brother clapped me on the shoulder, his eyes sharp. Keep your cool, little brother. She'll come around. I nodded, but my mind was elsewhere. I watched her go, her figure receding, the subtle shadow of hesitation I thought I saw in her eyes replaying in my head. Something wrong? My brother asked, noticing my silence. No, nothing, I muttered, though the knot in my stomach told a different story. As the door closed, I sank into a chair, heart still racing. Something had shifted, subtly but unmistakably. Today was supposed to be perfect, and yet it wasn't. You're quiet today, I said, watching her arrange the flowers on the table. She glanced up at me, startled, then smiled faintly. Am I? I guess. I'm just thinking. About what? I asked, leaning closer. My chest tightened for no reason I could explain. She hesitated, picking up a rose and twirling it between her fingers. Just a lot on my mind, I suppose. A lot. I pressed. You can tell me, you know. We're supposed to be, well, partners soon. Her lips curved into a small, polite smile, but her eyes drifted toward the window. I know. Some things are complicated. I frowned, confusion knotting in my stomach. Complicated how? About us. No, about everything, she muttered, avoiding my gaze. I felt a pang of jealousy I couldn't explain. Is it him again? My voice trembled slightly as I forced myself to ask. She froze. Him. My brother, I said quickly, wishing I could retract it immediately. I've noticed you looking at him sometimes. More than me. Her cheeks flushed, and she looked down at the petals in her hands. I wasn't thinking. It's nothing really. Nothing. I whispered. My heart raced, words sharp even when I tried to keep them gentle. It doesn't feel like nothing to me. She swallowed hard, biting her lip. I don't mean to make you uncomfortable. He helped me once. A long time ago. I never expected to see him again. I clenched my fists under the table, trying to hide the surge of jealousy. You mean before me? Yes. Her voice was almost inaudible. It was a difficult time. He was there. I owe him that. I nodded, though I barely registered her words. I see. So you think about him even now? She shook her head quickly. No. Memories happen. That's all. I'm sorry. I wanted to believe her, but the pit in my stomach didn't fade. It's hard to believe it's only memories, I said quietly, more to myself than her. She looked up, her expression gentle but guarded. I'm not trying to hurt you. I promise. I want this. I want us. I know, I muttered, forcing a smile I didn't feel. It's hard not to notice. A moment of silence stretched between us, broken by the faint chime of a phone. I saw her glance at it, then quickly hide it from view. Who's that? I asked, unable to hide the suspicion in my voice. Just someone checking in about the wedding, she said casually. I wanted to ask more, but something in her tone stopped me. Instead, I forced a nod. Right. The wedding. My voice trailed off, and I realized how tense I sounded. She noticed and offered a small, reassuring smile. Don't worry so much. Everything will be fine. But as I watched her, I noticed the way her fingers lingered on her phone screen. The way her eyes flicked briefly toward my brother's direction when he passed by outside the window. The way her posture shifted, subtly, when she thought I wasn't looking. I felt my chest tighten again. Does he know you're engaged to me? I asked suddenly, the words sharper than I intended. I'm not sure he remembers, she replied softly, eyes downcast. It's been years. Years. My mind raced, jealousy clawing at my reason. I wanted to grab her hand, demand she reassure me, but I didn't. I couldn't. Finally, she looked at me, her expression pained. I want to be honest, but I don't want to ruin what we have. Please trust me. I do. I think, I whispered, though my own doubt felt heavier than the words. She nodded, but my eyes caught her glance again, this time toward the garden where my brother stood, laughing at someone on the phone. My stomach sank. She lingered there longer than she had with me, and I couldn't stop noticing it. I felt a hollow ache in my chest. Maybe I need to step back for a bit, I muttered, though I didn't move. Her eyes widened. No, please don't misunderstand me. I held up a hand, stopping her words. I know. I just need to think. She nodded, quiet now, and returned to arranging the flowers, but the tension between us was sharp, unspoken. I watched her, trying to decipher her thoughts, my own jealousy twisting every glance, every movement. I couldn't shake it, the way she seemed more at ease around my brother. And I didn't know what to do. I was walking past the study when I heard voices. Low, hushed, and unmistakably familiar. My heart stuttered, her voice. And then my brother's. I never told him, she said softly, almost a whisper. Who? Me? My brother's tone was calm, almost teasing, but there was something serious beneath it. She hesitated. Yes, you know. About everything that happened back then. Everything. His voice carried a weight I hadn't noticed before. Yes, you saved me. When no one else would. Her words broke, and I caught a quick intake of breath, like she was holding back tears. I froze, pressing myself against the doorframe, heart thundering. Saved her. What the hell did that mean? You don't have to, he started. No. I need you to know. I've never forgotten it. And I feel complicated. Grateful, yes, but more than that. Her voice trembled, and suddenly my stomach felt hollow. Complicated. His tone softened. You're engaged to my brother now. Complicated or not, you need to remember where you are, what matters. I felt a stab of pain. My brother knew I was listening. Or was he oblivious? I know. I do. But it's hard. He doesn't know, and her voice faltered again. And you think he'd understand? He asked quietly. You think he'd forgive you for feeling grateful? I don't know, she said, almost shouting. Then she lowered her voice again, trembling. I didn't mean for it to happen this way. I didn't mean anything. I pressed my hand to my mouth, trying to quiet the sudden rage and jealousy boiling inside me. Grateful, I muttered under my breath. Complicated feelings? My chest tightened. Listen, my brother said gently. I helped you because it was right, not because I wanted anything in return. You owe me nothing. Nothing at all. Her voice softened, tears barely audible. I know. I can't forget it. And now everything is tangled. Everything. That one word echoed in my mind. Everything. My jealousy, my doubt, my anger, it all collided. I stumbled back silently, careful not to make a sound, but every word sliced through me. I had been so blinded by suspicion that I hadn't realized the depth of their history. You should go, my brother said finally. Give him space. Let him be the man he needs to be. She swallowed, a soft sound, almost like a sigh. I'll try, but it's difficult. Life is difficult. That doesn't change what you feel. Just don't let the past destroy what's in front of you. I leaned against the wall, chest heaving. My mind raced, swirling with confusion and guilt. I had been angry at her, jealous, suspicious, and now I realized how unfair that had been. But I couldn't shake the ache of betrayal. Betrayal by my own assumptions, by my own insecurities. I thought about my brother's words. Don't let the past destroy what's in front of you. But how could I trust that? How could I trust her? Trust myself? Finally, she whispered something that made my hands clench. I don't know if I can do this. If I can be what he expects. I wanted to burst through the door, yell, demand answers, confess my own doubts, but I stayed silent, trembling. My brother sighed, low and measured. None of us are perfect. But honesty is the only thing that will get you through this. Just tell him before it's too late. Her voice softened, almost broken. I will. I promise. I leaned back into the hallway, sliding to the floor. My head spun. They weren't plotting against me. They weren't trying to steal anything. But the truth, the hidden truth, the weight of what I hadn't known, it felt like a punch to the gut. I realized that I had been blind, selfish, and prideful. And now, if I wanted to save this, if I wanted her to be mine without shadows of doubt, I had to confront them. Both of them. I couldn't run from this. I couldn't hide behind anger anymore. Taking a deep breath, I whispered to myself, voice shaky but determined. I need answers. Now. I stood, heart pounding, and stepped toward the study door, ready to face the truths that would change everything. I stormed into the room where she was arranging the ceremony invitations, heart pounding, hands trembling. We need to talk, I said, my voice sharp. She froze, eyes wide. Talk? About what? Don't play innocent, I snapped. I overheard you with my brother. I want the truth. Now. Her hands shook, dropping an envelope onto the table. I didn't mean for you to hear that. It's not what you think. Not what I think. I paced back and forth, voice rising. You've been hiding things from me, looking at him differently, texting him privately. Explain it. She swallowed, trembling. I owe him my life. He saved me when I had nowhere to turn. I was in danger. I didn't know who else to trust. I froze, the anger and confusion battling inside me. Saved you? You're saying he rescued you? She nodded, tears welling in her eyes. Yes, and I've never forgotten it. I'm grateful. More than grateful. You what? My voice cracked. You love him? No, don't say that, she cried, covering her face. I don't. I owe him everything. I feel complicated. Complicated, I repeated, my hands shaking. You're supposed to marry me, and you feel complicated about my brother? After everything I've said to you, everything I've felt. I know, and I'm sorry. Her voice broke, barely above a whisper. I never meant to hurt you. I just didn't know how to explain it. How could I? I thought I could manage it. I thought I could bury the past. I sank into a chair, running my hands through my hair. Do you even realize what this feels like? To think the person I care about is hiding this much from me? To see you linger around him, and I feel helpless. She stepped closer, voice softening. I understand. I never wanted you to feel that way. I care for you. I want to marry you. But my past, it's tangled. I can't erase it. I felt a surge of conflicting emotions, anger, betrayal, guilt for my jealousy. I don't know if I can handle this, I admitted, my voice barely steady. You make me feel like I'm not enough. She reached out, hesitating, then pulled back. You are enough. Always. It's me. I'm the one with the past, the secrets, the gratitude that complicates things. I don't want to hurt you. I promise I don't. I exhaled sharply, my chest heavy. Then why now? Why is it all coming out now? I can't keep lying, she whispered. I can't pretend that everything is simple. It isn't. Not for me, not anymore. The weight of her words pressed down on me. I needed clarity, so I sought my brother next. I found him in the library, reading quietly. "We need to talk," I said, voice low but tense. He looked up calmly. About her. About this about you." I gestured vaguely, my hands shaking. "Tell me you didn't interfere. Tell me you never influenced her feelings." He set the book down, sighing softly. "I never intended to interfere with your engagement. Never. I helped her once, because it was right, because she needed someone. I didn't ask for anything in return. I never thought it would complicate your lives." "Complicate," I repeated, my voice tight. "Do you realize what I heard? What I saw? The way she lingers around you?" "I know," he said quietly, eyes steady. "And I understand why you're angry. But you need to understand something too. The past can't be erased, but it also doesn't dictate the future. She chose you. She's trying to move forward. Just like you." I clenched my fists, my mind a storm. How am I supposed to trust either of you now? After all the lies, all the hidden truths. He leaned forward, serious. "Trust isn't given blindly. It's rebuilt. You have to choose whether to let this destroy you or help her heal. Help yourself too." I left him there, words echoing, guilt gnawing at my chest. When I returned, she was waiting, looking anxious. "Did you talk to him?" "Yes," I admitted, voice shaking. "I know now. I understand a little. But it doesn't make it hurt any less." Her lips trembled. "I didn't mean for any of this to hurt you. I don't know if I can marry you, knowing what I feel, what's between me and your brother. I don't want to ruin everything." I looked at her, torn between anger and compassion. I need time. But you need to know something. I care about you. Even with all this. But we can't move forward pretending everything is simple." She nodded, tears glistening. "I understand. I'll wait. I hope it's enough." I sat down heavily, chest tight, emotions raw. Nothing had been simple, and now, nothing would ever be again. I knocked on her door twice, then a third time, louder this time. "Hey, are you in there?" Her voice floated out, quiet, almost distant. "I'm busy. Please not now." I exhaled sharply, leaning against the frame. "Busy? Busy avoiding me, maybe?" Silence. Then finally, "I just need space, okay?" Space. My chest tightened, anger and hurt mixing. "Is this about what you told me? Or is it about him again?" "No, it's not about him. It's about me. About sorting things out in my own head." I ran my hand through my hair, frustration bubbling over. "Do you even realize how that feels? To be pushed away when all I want is to understand you." "I do. And I'm sorry," she called from behind the door. I can't be everything to everyone right now." Her words hit me like a punch. I sank to the floor outside her door, head spinning. I remembered the other day, when she smiled at me after I brought her tea, soft laughter in the kitchen. How I'd teased her about spilling it. Small moments. But now, even that seemed distant, like they belonged to someone else. I whispered to myself, voice raw. I can't push her away. Can't force this." I thought back to my own behavior, the jealousy, the snapping at her when she'd lingered near my brother, the suspicion in my tone. The selfishness I had masked as protectiveness. I had pushed pride, demanded explanations instead of listening. I remembered the first time she laughed at one of my jokes, the way her eyes crinkled. I remembered hugging her when she shivered in the hallway last week. And I remembered fuming silently when she looked at him, a simple glance that had sent me spiraling. I shook my head, the memories cutting sharper than any anger. "I've been blind and cruel," I whispered. Jealous, possessive, thinking I could control her feelings. Her voice came again, quieter, almost pleading. "Please don't knock. I need this." I exhaled, voice low, admitting the truth I hadn't yet spoken. "I know. And I'll step back. But don't think it's easy. I'm not just going to disappear from your life. I care too much for that." There was a pause, and I imagined her leaning against the door, listening, hesitant but relieved. "Thank you," she murmured. I need to figure out who I am and what I want without hurting you." I closed my eyes, swallowing the lump in my throat. "I understand, and I'll wait as long as I need to. But don't mistake my silence for acceptance of pain. I'll wait because I care, not because I'm blind." She didn't answer, but I felt a small shift in the energy behind the door. A tiny spark of acknowledgement, fragile but real. I leaned back against the wall, reflecting. My brother's words echoed. Trust isn't given blindly. It's rebuilt. I had been demanding trust, demanding honesty, demanding her presence. all while forgetting the weight of her past, her experiences, her gratitude, and her complicated feelings. I recalled the way my brother had supported her without expectation, quiet and steady. That calm had been what I needed to emulate. Not jealousy, not possessiveness. Patience, understanding, compassion. I whispered again, more to myself than her. I can't control her. I can't force her feelings. But I can control mine, my own mistakes, my own pride, my own heart. A few minutes passed. No sound from her. I stood, brushing the dust from my pants. Maybe this is what I need too, I admitted. To step back, to let her breathe, and maybe I'll see her willingly come to me. I turned away from the door, every step heavy, laden with the weight of this choice. It was harder than I expected, harder than any anger or jealousy. But I knew it was right. I'll wait, I whispered into the empty hallway. And I'll hope that she chooses me, not because I demand it, but because she wants to. The quiet pressed in around me. Painful, lonely, but necessary. I had chosen growth over control, understanding over force, compassion over pride. And as I walked away, I realized that sometimes the hardest part of love wasn't fighting for it. It was letting go, even temporarily, and trusting the heart you cared for most. I was reviewing some wedding plans in the study when he appeared, leaning casually against the doorway with that smug smile I hated. "Ah, there you are," he said, voice smooth. "Busy, I see. Can I help you with something?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady, but my pulse was sharp. He chuckled. "Oh no, I'm just curious. Seeing how the so-called perfect family handles delicate matters." "Delicate matters?" I repeated, narrowing my eyes. "What are you implying?" "You know exactly what I mean," he said lightly, shrugging. "Rumors, misunderstandings, tension. I just like observing human nature in action." I clenched my fists. "You're trying to cause trouble, aren't you?" He raised an eyebrow, mock innocence in his gaze. "Cause trouble? Me? Never. I just point out things people try to hide. Secrets, miscommunications, jealousy, that sort of thing. Stop playing games," I snapped. "I know what you've been doing. Spreading lies. Trying to manipulate her, to manipulate me. Why? Just for your amusement." He laughed softly, shaking his head. "Manipulate? My dear boy, you make it sound so dramatic. I simply observe patterns. And sometimes, people like me profit from a little chaos." "Profit?" My voice cracked, anger and disbelief mingling. "You envy my family. You've been planting seeds of doubt, trying to turn her against me." He leaned closer, lowering his voice. "Not against you personally. But people like you, so controlled, so predictable. Watching cracks form in the perfect facade, that's entertainment." "You're cruel," I said, teeth gritted. "You're the one who's been feeding me paranoia, making me suspicious of her, of my own brother. All this time, it wasn't them, it was you." "Finally, you see it," he said, smug but calm. "Do you feel powerful now? Realizing you've been a pawn in someone else's game?" I felt my chest tighten, a mixture of rage and relief. "You're wrong if you think this breaks me. You won't get that satisfaction." He shrugged again, almost casual. "Perhaps. Or perhaps the cracks remain. People are fragile, even the strongest ones. Don't you wonder how much of your doubt was really yours?" "I've learned," I said, my voice low but steady. "I've seen the truth now. And I'll handle this, on my terms. No more lies, no more games." He smirked, tilting his head. "Bold words. We'll see if you can keep them." And with that, he left, leaving a chill in the air. I sank into a chair, breathing heavily. My mind was spinning, unraveling the threads of mistrust, jealousy, and misunderstanding. He had manipulated my emotions, preying on insecurity I didn't even realize I carried. I thought about her distance, her hesitation, the stolen glances at my brother. My anger, my jealousy, they weren't just my own failings, they were being exploited. And yet, responsibility still lay with me. I had let suspicion take root without confronting her. I had assumed the worst, and that made me vulnerable. I rubbed my temples, voice barely audible. So much of my pain, my mistrust, was built on lies. But I can't blame her. I can only fix it. I needed clarity. I called her gently, and she appeared shortly, wary but attentive. "I discovered something," I said, tone firm but calm. "Someone's been manipulating events, spreading rumors, making you and my brother seem more than what's true. I know now." Her eyes widened, then narrowed slightly, the flicker of fear or relief passing across her face. "You mean someone outside us?" "Yes," I confirmed. A colleague. He's been trying to cause tension, to exploit our insecurities. Everything you tried to hide, your distance, your past, was twisted. And I want to apologize. I let it affect me. I let him plant doubt. She stepped closer, voice soft. I suspected something, but I wasn't sure. I didn't want to burden you. You weren't a burden, I said, shaking my head. I let my jealousy, my pride, and my fear get the better of me. I doubted you unfairly. But now I know. I see clearly, and I want to make this right. Her hand brushed mine, tentative, almost trembling. Do you forgive me? I swallowed, voice thick with emotion. There's nothing to forgive. You didn't lie to me. You were honest, just cautious. I forgive myself for letting my doubts control me. And I want us to move forward. She nodded, tears welling in her eyes. I want that too. But it's still complicated. I know, I said softly. But now we know the truth. And that matters more than the chaos he tried to create. We face this together, from now on. We stood there, hands brushing, hearts tentative but aligned. The storm of lies, jealousy, and manipulation had passed, leaving us with fragile clarity and an opportunity to rebuild trust. I took a deep breath, voice steady. We'll be stronger than before. Nothing external can tear us apart if we face it together. Not him, not anyone. Her lips curved into a small, grateful smile. Then let's start now. Together. I nodded, holding her gaze. Together. I found her sitting by the window, sunlight spilling across the floorboards. She looked up when I approached, hesitation in her eyes. Hi, I said softly. Hi, she replied, voice barely above a whisper. I paused, unsure how to start. I wanted to talk. About everything. About us. She nodded slowly, curling her hands in her lap. I think we need to. I just don't know where to begin. I took a deep breath. I'll start. I know I hurt you. I let my jealousy, my pride, my insecurities cloud my judgment. I doubted you unfairly. Her lips trembled, and her eyes glistened. You weren't just doubting me. You doubted him too, my past with him. I felt torn. I didn't want to betray anyone, but I didn't want to lie either. I knelt in front of her, voice gentle. I understand that now. I see why you acted the way you did. And I realize my role in this, my assumptions, my suspicion. I let them control me. She blinked, swallowing hard. I was scared that if I told the truth, you'd hate me. That you'd leave, or worse, judge me for it. I shook my head, heart aching. Never. I care too much to judge. I care too much to leave. I want to understand you, all of you. The past, the gratitude, even the complicated feelings you had for my brother. That doesn't make you less mine. Her voice was barely audible, trembling. It doesn't. No, I said firmly. I'm not afraid of the truth. I'm afraid of losing you. But now I know honesty is stronger than fear. She looked down, a tear slipping. I want to believe that. I want to trust you. I need to feel it, not just hear it. I reached for her hand, holding it gently. Then let me show you. I'll be patient. I'll be honest. I'll let my actions speak louder than words. No more assumptions, no more jealousy, no more doubt. She lifted her eyes to mine, vulnerability shining through. And your brother? I smiled faintly, remembering our quiet talk earlier. He's wise, yes, and steady. But he's not interfering. He's just guiding us in understanding ourselves, helping us communicate. That's all. He's never been a threat to what we're building. Her lips curved slightly, a soft laugh escaping. I guess I've been carrying a lot, guilt, confusion, gratitude. I didn't realize how much it was weighing on me, and how much it made me distant from you. I squeezed her hand, voice steady. We all carry baggage, but what matters is how we handle it. We face it together. That's what matters. She took a deep breath, voice shaking. I want that too, but it's not easy. I have to reconcile my feelings for the past with what I feel now. And I do feel something for you. Strong feelings. But I was afraid, confused, and I didn't know how to navigate it. I nodded, tears pricking my eyes. I understand, and I won't rush you. I'll wait as long as it takes. But know this, my feelings for you haven't wavered. Not for a second. She reached up, brushing a strand of hair from my face. I can see that. I can see your sincerity. And I want to believe in us. I want to trust you again. I smiled, relief and hope swelling in my chest. Then we take it one step at a time. No pressure, no fear. Just honesty, patience, and understanding. She nodded, eyes glistening. I think I can do that. I want to try. I want to be with you, without fear, without secrets. I leaned closer, voice gentle, almost a whisper. That's all I've ever wanted. Just to be with you, openly, honestly. To share everything with you. To build trust, and never break it again. Her hand lingered in mine, warmth spreading through me. I feel lighter somehow. Talking like this, it's freeing. I was carrying so much, and now, I feel like I can breathe. Good, I said softly, eyes locking with hers. Because I want us to breathe together, to face everything together. No more walls, no more distance. Just us. She blinked, a tear falling freely now, but her smile was real, tentative but sincere. I want that too. I want us. I reached out, gently cupping her cheek. Then we start here. Right now. Together. We rebuild slowly but truly. Her lips quivered as she nodded. Together. And thank you. For understanding, for being patient, for caring enough not to give up on me. I felt a surge of warmth, my chest tightening in a way that only hope and love could bring. I'll never give up. I promise you that. No matter what. She smiled through tears, a fragile but beautiful expression. I believe you. And I think I can finally believe in us too. I drew her into a gentle embrace, holding her close. The weight of tension, jealousy, and uncertainty that had haunted us for weeks began to lift. Slowly, cautiously, we began to reconnect, not just with words, but with trust, understanding, and emotional honesty. And in that quiet, sunlit room, I felt the fragile, growing bond between us, stronger than fear, stronger than doubt, and filled with a renewed promise for the future. I stood at the edge of the aisle, heart pounding, as guests settled into their seats. The floral arrangements glowed softly in the afternoon sunlight, and everything looked perfect. I caught a glimpse of her waiting at the other end, radiant and calm, though I knew the storm of emotions she carried had not disappeared entirely. She looks beautiful, my brother said quietly, standing beside me. You did good, you know. You held on, even when it wasn't easy. I glanced at him, feeling a mix of gratitude and lingering tension. I had to. I couldn't lose her, not after everything. He nodded, voice low and steady. You've grown. I'm proud of you, even if you don't realize it. I swallowed, focusing on the sound of my own breath. The memories of doubt, jealousy, and betrayal surged briefly, but now they felt like lessons etched into my skin. I understand a little more about what it means to love someone without possession, to trust without fear. He placed a hand on my shoulder, firm and grounding. Exactly. That's what makes this moment real. That's what makes you ready for her. I looked back down the aisle. She was smiling softly, eyes glistening with anticipation. I'm ready, I whispered to myself. Then louder, to the guests. But she walked toward me before I could continue, her steps deliberate, steady. Every eye was on her, yet it felt like we were alone in the world. Her gaze locked onto mine, full of warmth, vulnerability, and determination. I chose you, she said softly, voice carrying through the hall. All of this, everything we've been through, I choose you. I choose us. My chest tightened, emotion threatening to overwhelm me. You don't know how long I've waited to hear that, I admitted. To hear you truly want me. And I promise, I'll never take it for granted. Never again. She reached for my hand, and I felt the familiar warmth, the connection that had survived doubts, jealousy, and miscommunication. I know, she replied. I've seen how much you've grown. I've seen your patience, your understanding. I trust you completely now. I squeezed her hand, voice thick with emotion. And I trust you. Fully. No more walls, no more fear. Only us moving forward. The officiant cleared his throat gently, smiling at us. Are you both ready to begin? Yes, I said in unison with her, feeling the weight of the past lift slightly as we prepared to take the next step. The ceremony began with vows. I watched her lips move, each word deliberate, heartfelt, and entirely hers. I vow to stand by you, to trust you, to face life's challenges together. No past, no fear, only love and honesty. I felt tears welling in my eyes. I vow to honor you, to listen, to forgive, and to protect this love with every part of me. You've taught me patience, and I promise to carry it forward, for you, for us. She smiled through tears, voice shaking. I love you. Truly. And I will cherish every moment we have. I could barely speak, emotions overwhelming, but finally whispered, I love you too. Always. The officiant nodded, guiding us to exchange rings. I held her hand, sliding the delicate band onto her finger. "This is more than a ring," I said softly. "It's a promise, a symbol of everything we've endured, everything we've learned, and everything we will build together." She touched my hand, her smile radiant. "It's perfect, just like us, flawed, tested, and now stronger than ever." As we sealed our vows with a kiss, a sense of completion washed over me. The past, the jealousy, the betrayals, the manipulations, faded into memory. What remained was clarity, trust, and a shared commitment. Later, as guests congratulated us, my brother approached, expression thoughtful. "Can I speak with you for a moment?" I followed him to a quieter corner. "What's on your mind?" I asked, curious and cautious. He sighed, his usual confidence softened by sincerity. "I wanted to tell you, I've been proud of how you handled everything. Your patience, your understanding, your growth, it's remarkable. And I regret any confusion I may have caused along the way." I looked at him, surprised. You regret it?" He nodded. "Yes. I never intended to come between you two. If anything, I tried to help, but I realize now that sometimes my presence complicated things more than it should have. But you've matured. You faced jealousy, doubt, and fear, and yet you chose to trust, to rebuild. That's impressive." I felt a lump in my throat. I couldn't have done it without her patience and honesty. He smiled faintly. "True. But remember this, I've always believed in your potential. Today you proved it. You're not just ready to be a husband, you're ready to be a partner in every sense. And she's lucky to have you. But more importantly, you're lucky to have her. Never forget that." "I won't," I whispered, feeling a surge of pride, relief, and hope. Later that evening, as we left the venue, hand in hand, she pulled something from her purse, a small folded note. "I wanted you to have this," she said. I unfolded it carefully. It was a letter recounting her journey, her gratitude for my brother, her growing love for me, and her hope for our shared future. Tears blurred my vision as I read, realizing that all the misunderstandings, the struggles, and the growth led us to this moment. I don't know what to say," I admitted, voice trembling. "Say you'll keep this promise," she replied, resting her head on my shoulder. "Say you'll continue to grow with me, just like we promised today." "I will," I said, holding her close. "Every day. I promise." The night sky stretched above us, stars twinkling faintly, as if witnessing our new beginning. The past had shaped us, tested us, and brought us closer. And now, with hearts aligned and trust restored, we faced the future together, stronger, wiser, and ready for whatever came next. I glanced at her, heart full, voice low but certain. "Here's to us, to love, forgiveness, and everything we will build together." She smiled, squeezing my hand. "To us." And in that moment, with the ring on her finger, the letter in my hand, and my brother's quiet blessing lingering in my heart, I knew we had not just survived our trials, we had transformed. The journey of love, patience, and understanding had led us to this new beginning.